Hey guys, the Ace, and I'm just going to tell you another soccer story. This one is kind of a more or less a double feature. This one, I played soccer at three different complexes. The one that I told with the Ross Rams, that one was at complex number. Was at the first one. The second one that I played with, I'm going to tell you about today, and then the third one that I played was a bit different, but this is kind of like part 2 of 3, and then I'll make another story about part 3 of 3. So for right now, let's get on to part 2. So anyways, part 2, we had two different teams. All three teams that I played, actually the first two teams that I played for were the Vipers, for complex A and B, but for C, I actually played as another team. Regardless, we were the Vipers. We were actually together since I was like in like 5th or 6th grade all the way until 9th grade. So we had a pretty good run for our soccer season. Originally we played on Friday nights, like for like the youth leagues. We played Friday nights, which was a good time because we were all out of school. We were all hyped for the weekend, and we all also just played. We all love playing soccer, and we managed to snag a Friday night games, and a lot of the parents were off work and wanted to see their predominantly sons. There was like 2 girls, so predominantly their sons play soccer, and it was a good time. Now there were 2 teams that I remember playing against that were really aggressive and this borderline dickish. But similar to the other team, we were physical. We weren't taking much things. We were a lot of angsty teens playing against other angsty teens. But a lot of us, we had respect for each other. But there was 2 teams, one called Whoop That and the other one called The View, that we just did not like. Probably the more important one of the 2 was Whoop That because we played them multiple times. The other one we only played like once. So anyways, we played this team. They called Whoop That. Now, keep in mind, all of us were like in middle school. The age rankings go from middle school to 11th grade. Can all play on the same team. You can't be a senior. The thing is, seniors were barred at this complex. So we had the Vipers, I should better explain. Vipers had 2 teams. One, the older team, and then the younger team. I was on the younger team because I played like 5th and 6th grade. A lot of other 5th graders, we played together, and then it expanded, and we actually separated into 2 teams. One of the people of the class of 2017, the other one of the class of 2018 for the most part. Now, give or take a couple years in between each of them, but predominantly one was the older kids and one was the younger kids. And these younger kids I was on, it must have been like 7th or 8th grade, probably 7th grade when we first played them. Yeah, we're playing against a bunch of high school sophomores, and they were pretty aggressive and physical, and we fought back, and things got pretty ugly and kind of out of hand for a while. And yeah, it was this really multitude of physical matches. There was this one girl on the team that actually got kicked out because she repeatedly violently tripped a bunch of my teammates. And so we saw her as a threat, but no one else wanted to attack her. But I should stand up for the threat. So that's what I did. I stood up to her and played physical against me, and then she proceeded to shove me to the ground, and thus I got a penalty. I didn't kick it because I was an absolutely atrocious kicker, but my other teammates actually kicked and scored the goal. So I guess, hey, my sacrifice didn't go in vain. But they eventually had to kick her off the game because she was just getting way too physical and violent for our own good. Regardless, that was probably the worst of what happened, other than me also shoving somebody and getting carded. I wasn't kicked out because I only did it like once, but I definitely got carded. And looking back, I was a little upset that I did, but looking back, yeah, that was an appropriate punishment. Because I really just shoved somebody to the wall and ground area, and the ref obviously saw that. I guess another thing that happened was, I also charged one of their goalies, but the goalie also came outside of the box. And because he did, he's now a regular player. So I played him like a regular player. And I charged up to him and started being physical against him. You know, as one soccer player does. Well, then he violently pushes me to the ground and starts yelling at me, and I stand right back up. And we're about to get into a fist fight, but I sat there, I just stood back right there, just hang back, not wanting to get into the fight, because if we did, we'd both get thrown out. I just wanted him to charge me. That way I can claim self-defense, and it looks like I was attacked. Therefore, he would be the one getting kicked out. You know, make them attack you so you can claim self-defense. That's what I did. He started thundering and yelling at me like, "Oh, come on." And then I shuffled my legs, and then he took another step forward, and the ref blew his whistle and kicked the goalie out. And by move my legs, I mean kind of like shuffled them around. Not anything in a threatening manner, more as a taunting matter. Of, yeah, come at me, bro, come on. But regardless, I did manage to get a goalie kicked out of the game. I mean, obviously they swapped them out for another goalie. I did manage to get someone thrown out just by using their temper against them. Yeah, that's about describes that for that team. And then the other team that we played was a team called The View. And they were just an entire team of high school juniors. Like, a lot of them were either 10th or 11th grade, predominantly 11th grade. And we saw them in the rankings, and they were just decimating every team. Like, they absolutely creamed the Order Vipers. So we were expecting our asses to get handed to us. That actually didn't happen. We actually scored the first goal, and it was, I think, they scored a goal, and then we scored right back, and it was actually 1-1 for most of the game, and then both of us scored again, and then they got a third goal right at the end, and then snagged the victory. But overall, we were expecting an ass whooping, but somehow we didn't, and we only lost 3-2. And probably why we lost 3-2 was because they started pulling up stunts and taking nosedives and stuff like that. Yeah, you know, the stupid, crummy tactics that they do when they're losing and they're trying to win, you know, big sweat fest going on. I mean, that kind of sucked where they started doing shit like that. That was kind of annoying. That was annoying. And yeah, I just do not have any respect for that, because this isn't a professional league, or this is not even a good league. This is just recreation. Like come on. This is recreation soccer. This isn't club or high school soccer. We all chipped in $60. Not even that, I don't think. We all chipped in like $30 to $60 just to play about a certain amount of weeks of soccer games. Come on. Most of the teams aren't taking it this seriously. This is just recreation league soccer. This is indoor soccer. It doesn't fucking matter. But they started pulling those tactics anyways, which is just violently annoying. Yeah, that's all I really have on those two teams at that complex. That's about it for that soccer complex. I got one more soccer complex to talk about, but I'll tell you about that one at some other time in the future. Well, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and leave and subscribe if you want to see content similar to this. See ya.